Do you welcome this announcement? I mean, many renters will be very pleased to know that they cannot effectively just be evicted and given 2 months to find another property.
Well, good morning to you. In terms of the announcement, it's nothing new. It was announced well over 3 years ago. It's been re-announced a few times since, and it was re-announced yesterday. I think what I would say to you is that as an association, we've set out an alternative way to Section 21 working that gives, we think, the confidence to the sector that we can still operate in a way that we need to. Because although there's a lot of noise around Section 21, the honest truth is, and I've said it on this show before, landlords don't go around evicting tenants willy-nilly or for fun. There invariably is a reason. Section 21 just doesn't require you to give one.
Yeah, but that is the case. That might be the case for the vast majority. But you do hear some terrible stories of people who have done nothing wrong and who the landlords, as we mentioned there actually when we were introducing the story, they go to extreme measures to get the tenants kicked out. And isn't the purpose of the law to make sure the most vulnerable people, like the people who happen to be at the receiving end of these rogue landlords, shouldn't the law be there to protect those people, even if it is just in a small number of cases where that happens?
Well, I saw that clip around sort of criminal landlords. We have to separate the two issues. Using Section 21 is not a criminal act. It's just a method to bring a fixed term to an end or to bring a periodic tenancy to an end. In terms of other methods, well, I'm very happy to condemn them. Landlords need to act by the book and do things properly and treat their tenants fairly. But at the same time, Section 21 is a very effective way of being able to deal with things like antisocial behaviour or egregious rent arrears. And I think the point I would make on this is whatever framework comes out of the Section 21 abolition is it has to work for responsible landlords who are managing antisocial behaviour, where we do have tenants that are causing misery for neighbours and other tenants. Because if we don't have a framework that works and that gives confidence, then I'm afraid people will vote with their feet, and we're already starting to see that. So, I agree with you. We do need to protect the most vulnerable in our society, but we mustn't legislate through the extremes of the market. There has to be a balance to be struck, and I think the programme that the NRLA has set out as an alternative to Section 21 is a good basis for government to adopt.
Could you just elaborate on what that alternative is for our viewers that you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So it means, if Section 21 it is abolished, then the alternative is the Section 8 route under the Housing Act. And government have set out in their white paper 9 mandatory grounds for repossession, as well as a number of others. So enhanced grounds. You can use Section 8 at the moment, but the problem with Section 8, and the reason why a lot of landlords would choose Section 21, is it's slow and it's costly. So I think the quid pro quo to some of this stuff is being able to give landlords the confidence that where you've got a legitimate reason, like serious rent arrears, antisocial behaviour, needing to move back in, selling the property, all perfectly legitimate reasons why a landlord would need to get possession of their property, then that should happen quickly, fairly and cheaply.
Mm.